God damn it! I
What?
didn't wait for the door to open.
Oh, no.
I just dropped a load in my pants.
Ah, damn it. You got to do
Didn't
it.
even wait for the door.
Whatever.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the program. It's Eric Bischoff, legendary wrestling promoter from WCW.
Yes.
He also was involved with the WWE.
Yes, sir. General manager for the WCW.
I don't know much about this. You listeners are going to have to help me out.
Come on in, sir. How are you, man? Stand up. I want to hear it. How are you, buddy?
Woo!
How are you?
All right.
Yahoo!
Good to meet you.
Welcome. Oh, you smell good.
What is that? Burberry?
Yeah. Burberry cologne.
Hi, karate.
Yeah, there we go. That's
Haven't smelled it in a while.
Canoe. No. My dad was on me.
All right, so Rudy's got the same story. Rudy, before we get started, why don't you tell Eric about
Thanksgiving.
the stuff you used to do with speaking of Thanksgiving, how your dad used to stuff you for Thanksgiving.
I can only say it still has not and will not happen
Okay.
because it's not true.
All right. Well, it has not been proven.
Yeah.
We tried to prove it in a court of doghouse law, but we didn't
With a
quite
rape
make
kit,
it.
Yeah.
There.
Get a swab.
Rape kit.
You can't rape the willing. Yeah.
How do you deny the rape kit we had on you?
Right.
That wasn't a rape kit.
And your dad's confession.
He never confessed. That was some
That was your dad's DNA. Was that not Rudy's DNA on his dad's condom?
It was.
I'm just asking you.
Yeah, it's a condominium.
All right, so Eric.
Welcome, sir.
Eric.
This is great.
Oh, yeah. You like this?
Well, I didn't really start to be
Off. He did not start the WCW.
Involved, though.
Ted Turner. It was his idea.
It was his idea.
Okay.
As part of Turner Broadcasting. I went to work for them in 1991.
Okay.
As an on-air talent.
And
Okay.
did he say, hey, let's go up against this other organization that we
Not
got?
immediately. A couple years later, after I'd kind of eaten my way up the food chain a little bit, and I was.
You ate Ted Turner?
No, I didn't.
Oh,
eat
okay.
Ted Turner.
Right.
Got close.
Yeah, right. Anything for money, huh, Eric?
We were in a conversation one day, and he said, "Hey, what do we have to do to compete with the WWE?" And
Right.
I said, "Give us prime time," and he did, and we did.
Wow.
Right.
But I mean, where do you even start when something is so big and so established?
right.
I mean, do you first think, let's find wrestlers that no one's seen, or we got to take some people?
No, I think what I did, and I talk about it in the book, is I sat down literally and I made a list of all the ways that we could be different than the WWE. We knew we could
Right.
be bigger or better than that.
Were you like
We knew we could
CBS,
be
hire David Lee Roth?
Yeah. Boy,
Yeah,
good
well,
move.
Right.
Yeah.
No, we
Have
tried
our
to be
main
different
wrestler
and-
be David Lee Roth?
We try to be different and smart.
Oh, yeah. Nice slam. Good one.
Good God, give him a rim shot
Glad you said that.
and a job afterwards.
Yeah, because he's unemployed.
No, you have to connect the jokes because you
got
can't actually say them.
I got you. Hello.
A rim shot
Yeah.
and then a job
Right.
without the shot.
Good.
Anyway, back to you. You were saying you ate Ted Turner.
That's not what I was saying.
What were you saying?
AJ
So
Fonda.
we tried to be different. And we did, and we were. We made our list. WWE was a tape show at the time. We were live. They targeted kids and families. We were kind of skewed more towards 18 to 34-year-old males, a little edgier.
Okay. Yeah.
They were animated, kind of cartoonish. We were very reality-based, and all those things added up to a more interesting program at the time.
right.
And it kind of launched the war, really.
Yeah.
Right.
And then who was winning the war, or would it swing back and forth?
No, I mean, it was pretty much neck and neck for a period of about 6 or 7 months, and then WCW literally just kind of slammed WWE for a period of about a year and a half.
Did you steal wrestlers from them at all? Or?
No, we didn't steal anything, but occasionally a wrestler would
whatever,
say, hey,
dude,
can I come to
allegedly.
work for you instead?
Yeah, right.
Wow.
And we would hire them.
Okay.
But that's not stealing.
Okay.
Why do you
whatever.
think why do you think
Stealing is in the eye of the beholder.
Right.
WCW? Why do you think that? Do you think it was the live element, or do you think it's because we're a little more racy and edgy? And,
I think it was a combination of a lot of things. I think the fact that it was live made people believe that anything could happen, as opposed to a tape show that came off as kind of slick and pre-produced.
Sure. Right.
I think that the edginess of it was different, and I really think, as you guys know, you're in the entertainment business. When you do things that are different, you get people talking
on a fringe.
yeah.
it works, and that's what we did. We kind of, we broke status quo.
Right. My guess, once something is making someone this much money, a McMahon, I would think this guy would hire someone to kill you. You're talking about his
Assassin.
life and his empire. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't put it past somebody.
Right, totally.
That I had heard that before.
Okay.
There was a contract.
Were you warned? Did you ever get it? I mean, I'm being dead honest. Did you ever get like any sort of calls saying, "Hey, keep it up, buddy," and
No.
Ooh,
no,
yeah.
no threats were put at you.
No.
Okay, good.
Wow.
That's good.
No, but Vince McMahon is he's a great guy. He's an intense individual.
Yeah, I worked for him for a while.
And he's it was
The Blue Blazer.
No, when I did the XFL, that was a great league, by the way. Remember when they did football?
You're the reason that it failed.
I
am not-
season.
Your coffee never even got cold.
No, it was terrible.
Eric, I am not joking.
I screwed up.
So the XFL, was that what it's called?
Yeah, it was the San Francisco Demons. I was working
so
for,
we're in San Francisco, and
What?
the manager of the team turned on the radio. He's new to the town. He's like, "Oh man, these guys are great," and one of them's got a great announcer voice.
Thank you.
So then he's like joking around, and he says, "You want to hear the announcer voice for real?" And then he starts going into
No problem. Triple drive down over the backcourt feet of McMillan. Takes it up, 10-footer. He scores! Scores!
What are you doing here?
I don't know. I'm getting screwed with no
then
contract.
I take my buddy, right? I go, "We got to go watch Elvis announce this game." And they told him
It's the first game.
They tell him you can kind of be Elvis a little bit.
Oh, no.
But he took it too far. Like
too far.
When someone fumbled, he's going, "Whoop, whoop, 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 whoop."
Yeah.
And he's like,
Hey, Tommy, you got a weenie arm. And this is the announcer over the PA system.
and the organizers were
I
getting
got a letter
pissed.
from McMahon, by the way.
So
Stop it.
Yeah, and he's got all these. He had the audience cracking up. It's like comedy football, but the football players are trying to take it serious.
Yeah, right.
And when someone would screw up a pass, he'd go, "Oh, look at the weenie arm!" Or like,
Come on, football off the turnbuckle. How can you take that serious?
But then he would screw things up. I remember the other team going against the Demons.
And this was like seconds left in the game, right?
Yeah,
There's just
and
seconds.
the guy's gonna try to win the game with a field goal,
Yeah.
and he kicks everyone. It's anticipation.
Yeah, it was just
everyone's on the edge of their seats, and the guy kicks it. I can clearly see. Everyone can clearly see. He missed by a mile. Elvis goes, "It's good!" And so everyone's all confused. We're like, "Did that make it in?"
I'm like,
It
would have helped if I would have watched like the ref who's going, "No, not good. Wide right, 18 feet, you idiot."
And then Elvis goes, "Oh, that wasn't good." And then all I
see you later.
can hear around me is like, "This guy sucks."
So that was, I only lasted about, 4 weeks into that thing.
Elvis, now I know why.
Yeah, right, exactly. Thanks for nothing.
Let's take a couple of calls. Once again, Eric Bischoff is in here.
Got a new book out, by the way. Yes.
Yes. What's the name of the book?
Controversy creates cash.
Very cool.
Okay. We want to. He does smell good.
Yeah,
I just now caught a whiff.
Got a waft.
We'll get to where you're at now and what you want to do next, and we'll get into some of that controversy.
Right.
Phone line's always open, of course, as we're talking to the guests. You can 866-313-3733.
Let's go to Anthony in Long Island. Hello.
Dog out.
What?
Yo, what up? Can I get a crank water for Bischoff?
Yes.
He needs one. Yeah.
You wouldn't mind having a crank water, would you?
No.
What the hell?
He's down with it. What's your question, Anthony?
I got a question. All right, Bischoff, how do you feel about working for McMahon now that you hated him? Like, you probably hated him back in the day. You and Hogan are working for him now. How do you feel about that?
Well, I enjoy working for him, and I never really hated him. That's a misconception. He was number one. I wanted to be number one, so I did everything I could to.
Yeah, but you were number one
You
for a
passed him up
minute.
for a while there.
I did.
Yeah.
But it had nothing to do with how I felt about him personally. It was all
Right.
about me just trying to achieve my goals.
Right.
Eric, come on. We all have to, display a bit of diplomacy because of the positions that we're in. But for God's sake, you whooped his ass. Money, because of the money, what I'm guessing he bought you out. Right?
No, I mean, he gave me a good job.
All right, so money, like I said, you know that you had some animosity, and now because of the position, you still do.
Sure.
Okay.
Sure.
So it's not like you guys are best friends.
Absolutely not.
And you want to call him a prick.
No.
I just heard that.
I
read minds.
I like Vince.
Okay.
I respect Vince.
Okay.
But
Great businessman.
We have a professional respect for each other.
Okay.
We're never going to be close friends. I'm never going to go to the McMahon family household for Christmas dinner.
Okay.
I probably
Gotcha.
never even get a Christmas card.
No, I doubt it.
But professionally, we respect each other. We work really well together.
And now your title is promoter. What is your job? I mean, it's your job, I'm guessing, to create the excitement and make changes, or is it your job to, once someone has packaged the deal, the next event, you go get it to the public?
Well, no. Currently, my role with WWE is that I'm an on-air talent. I'm just an on-air character.
Okay.
And I'm not really involved at all in the business side of the business any longer.
Right, gotcha.
But, previously at WCW, I was president of the company, and my duties ranged from, overseeing the financial side of the business to
hiring the girls,
talent, to hiring the girls, and going to strip clubs, and God bless the Gold Club.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You know the Gold Club.
I know the Gold Club all too well.
Been there, buddy.
Been there, done that, testified.
Yeah. I had one of the girls come out to the limo and give me
How does this show up on my credit card? Yeah, great. Whatever, honey.
What did it come up as?
Something.
It was some
entertainment.
Yeah,
nice.
Entertainment party.
Blah, blah, balloons or something.
Girlfriend's asking you, how many entertainment parties have you had in the past week?
Thousands. Yeah.
And what the hell are they?
Come on now.
Back to the phone, sir.
Go to Big Daddy Matt. What's up, buddy?
Go, Hal! How you doing, Rudy?
Oh, I'm great.
Coming on to you.
Mr. Bischoff, I have two questions for you.
Keep them simple.
I'm a long-time fan of yours, and I'd like to know, do you think Vince is just getting rhetorical with the plot lines, for example, DX, and then coming back? And also, do you feel Paul Heyman is just scratching at endless dreams trying to resurrect ECW?
All right, now what I'm going to do first is help you out, Matt, because you just sound like a total dip-ish.
What a moron.
Rhetorical wouldn't be the word. It would be redundant.
Thanks.
But if you'll stand right here.
Yeah. Beat it, Matt.
Do you think Vince McMahon or the organization can at times get redundant with events?
I think the
rhetorical.
That's a lot of rhetoric in that WWE.
He tried to make it sound so official and smooth and like. Do you believe that he is being rhetorical with some of the events he's putting on?
Look, with the sheer volume of programming that the WWE puts out between Monday Night Raw and SmackDown, 52 weeks a year, it's not like a dramatic series or a sitcom where you're in production for 13 weeks. And then you get.
But if you guys could weave in that guy that we had in the other day, what's his name? Hosted 24, or the main guy in 24.
Kiefer Sutherland.
Now that would be great if Kiefer Sutherland, you could wind him into.
That'd be great.
Yeah, no doubt.
Nice.
I'm a big 24 fan.
I am too.
Right.
But it's hard not to do things that have a familiarity with them. So occasionally fans go, man, I've seen that before. Why do they keep doing that kind of storyline? There's a lot of pressure on them. But we've been cutting edge for 10 years now.
Is there any guilt that you feel? We had a guy call in the other day. It was at the end of our show. When we had Taz on.
Yeah, right.
And the guy said, hey, Taz, I'm a big fan. I love you. But come on, man, I'm a little upset. The last thing that I purchased, I'm not a guy that makes a lot of money, and I purchased it, and, man, you gave me nothing. Do you sometimes feel guilty about that, like knowing that these middle-class or, under middle-class guys love you, they love your product, and then they go buy it, and they're like, man, that was a letdown.
Yeah. Of course you do, because you don't want to disappoint the audience ever. They part with their hard-earned money, and they've got you raise their expectations. If you do your job on your television shows, you get them to buy the pay-per-view, and if you don't meet those expectations, of course you feel bad about that. But
definitely.
More often than not, we exceed expectations, but occasionally we'll miss the target every now and then.
Right on.
8 has a great question. Let's go to Jeff here. Really
Jeff,
quick.
Connecticut. Hello.
Hey, Doghouse.
What?
Eric, I just finished your book yesterday. Very interesting.
Wow, cool.
Nice.
I followed the Monday Night Wars when they were going through. I used to work in the wrestling business a little bit. But the question to you is, now that you wrote the book and it's under a WWE publication, did Vince's lawyers hinder you from saying anything that you shouldn't have said or could have said that that's not in the book?
Great question. He wants to know if it was censored at all. Were you totally frank and
yeah.
Open. Not at all. In fact, the only time I heard from WWE lawyers was on a couple occasions where I said things that that they caught, and really for my own protection, they were more concerned about me than they were about the way I positioned WWE. They made a few suggestions, but other than that, I was able to write. I mean, if you read the book, there was a lot of things that I said in that book that weren't necessarily that flattering, to the organization.
Okay.
So clearly, I had a lot of creative control.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, you please.
You want me to go? Okay.
Yeah,
I wanted to ask you. Okay, yeah, you go. No.
Well,
Seriously, honestly, you go and then. Okay. I wanted to ask you if. You know what? My mistake is.
Let me. You go ahead.
I'll tell you what. No, I'm going to let you go. You want me to go?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
All right.
I wanted to ask you
about how much money really flows through these guys. I know the WWE's worth billions of dollars, but are the other guys, the ECWs, WC, whatever, are they making money too? Is everybody making money in wrestling?
Well,
ECW sucks.
When ECW was under Paul Heyman, it wasn't a part of WWE. No, nobody was making any money. In fact, most of the times these guys would go for 3, 4, 5 weeks at a time and they wouldn't get a paycheck. It was a new business. Wow. It was no fault of anybody's. It was a brand new business. And it was a startup, so they suffered. And like all new businesses, cash flow was an issue.
Yeah, right.
But it was never really a big business. WCW was a big business at one time, and a lot of guys made a lot of money for a long period of time. Sure. And clearly, your top performers in WWE are extremely well paid, but they work for it.
Right.
My guess is that business is filled with a lot of backstabbing and heartless stuff going on. Like, 1 minute a guy is just on fire and he's being told to his face, we're going to give you this, this, and this, and that. And then the next day there's a meeting behind closed doors where we got to get rid of him, and he's gone and he's out, and that's just it. It seems like it's a fast-paced, brutal business.
It is fast-paced and it is brutal, but it's not brutal in the way you described.
Okay.
In the 5 years I've been with WWE, I've not seen that kind of politics.
Okay, good.
If you're a great performer, if you work hard, you do your job, and you've got
steroids,
and you've got what it takes, and the audience is buying into your character.
Right.
Politics don't factor.
All right. Let's mention the book again, and then are you doing a signing while you're in town?
Yeah, I'm doing a signing in just a little bit.
Okay. Where is it?
Where's it?
Is it at Borders, I believe?
Okay. We'll get the information.
Yeah, let's get that for the guy. God dang it. And then is it available at Barnes & Noble's, Amazon.com?
Borders? Anywhere books
Everywhere.
are sold. Everywhere books are sold.
Okay, and give me the title of the book again.
Controversy Creates Cash.
All right, I want to get... After these two calls, we're squeezing in calls, and then more importantly, myself.
Yes.
I want to ask you the question why you came up with that title. So let's go to the phones first.
Sal, the coffee guy. What's up, buddy?
Doghouse.
What?
Hey, Eric. Pleasure talking to you.
Thanks, man.
I just want to know if you can give up any information about why Angle got fired.
Oh, Kurt Angle.
Angle didn't get fired from what I've been told and what I've read. My understanding is that Angle and Vince McMahon reached a mutual decision where Kurt Angle was able to go pursue other things in his life. Kurt was pretty well busted up. This is a guy that won the gold medal in wrestling with a broken neck.
Yeah,
and it went downhill from there. If you can imagine. Wow. And the road was tough on Kurt. And I think Kurt just made a choice where he wanted to take a position where he didn't have to be in the.
Who's he with now? Who's Kurt Angle with?
A small little organization out of somewhere in Mid-South.
Right. Bum F Egypt.
I almost did a show with a broken chair.
Yeah, I know you did. I know, but you didn't have to do it.
There was a wheel that
that's
came
dangerous.
off.
It was squeaky. It wasn't
real
really
dangerous. And a lot of people don't know that part of the story. They just know that the show, went on. Had they known, I was doing it without a wheel here and unable to rotate or scoot forward or back.
What kind of performer he is. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you.
Right. Let's go to George in Staten Island. Hello, George.
Hey, how you doing? Doghouse.
What?
Let me get a crank water, please.
I need a drink.
Hey, Mr. Bischoff, how you doing?
It's having a Pavlovian effect on it. Scotch and water.
Whatever you want.
I just want to ask you, Mr. Bischoff, a quick question. Probably wouldn't even really, be able to answer because, you don't want to really reveal too much. But is there any idea or any plans of bringing you back to Raw, like as an on-air character?
It could happen. There's no immediate plans right now, but my role in the company right now is kind of a cleanup batter, if you will. When the storyline makes sense, and if they need me, I'll step in and play. If not, then I go pursue the other.
Were you a wrestler at one point?
Professionally, no. I mean, I've gotten into the ring a few times.
Okay.
It's never turned out well, so I try to avoid it as often.
I can relate to that one. Yeah, me either.
The title of the book, Controversy Creates Cash. Why the title?
So many of the things that I did to make WCW competitive with WWE were really based on controversy. The fact that we went head-to-head as opposed to counter-programming. The fact that we went live and they were taped. The fact that I would go on 2 minutes before they would go on, and I would literally grab the microphone myself and tell everybody the outcome of the WWE show, so there was no reason for them to watch their show.
Lou, you were telling me a little bit about I want to touch on that really quick. What was the story now?
1999, supposedly, the major event that they were having was a Mick Foley championship bout, and you went on, you told them that Mick Foley was going to win, so don't even bother going in social switching to the other channel, but it actually worked against you, didn't it? Because like hundreds of thousands of people watched regardless. They switched over.
Yeah, see, back in '96, it worked really, really well for me. And then I went to the well one too many times, and that one time it came back and bit me in the ass.
And then you, Lou, had to bring it up.
Yeah, Lou.
Get him a drink.
I liked you till now.
Eric, would you consider, let's say another Ted Turner or whoever, Les Moonves, head of CBS, says, look, I want you to do again today what you did back in the day. I want you to leave Vince McMahon, and I want you to create a whole new thing, and this baby is yours, and it will belong to you. Would you entertain that offer? You would.
Of course. Anybody would.
You're a businessman.
Gotcha.
Right. Anybody would.
So that's what I thought the whole time. This guy, let me summarize what has happened here.
Yeah.
He knows he's the better promoter.
Right.
He knows that, he should just outright own wrestling.
Right. Sure.
And
be the only guy in it. Yeah.
But that's a stretch, by the way. I mean, I was liking it up until that point.
Oh, he can read people. Don't.
Yeah, I'm just, I'm psychic. I'm reading the vibe here. And, really, it's a shame that Vince bought me out because he knows I would have continued to whoop his ass.
Right. Well, you got to tell the whole story here.
I tried.
I whipped his ass for a long period of time, but at the end of it all, Vince McMahon won the war.
Yeah.
He came out on top, and I'm now working for him. So there'd probably be some argument as to who the better man really is. But the reason I would probably entertain an opportunity like that is because I believe the competition is good for everybody.
Yeah,
you're right. Now there is no competition, so if that opportunity came along, I'd probably take it, and I think deep down inside, Vince would probably be grateful for it.
What's the deal with ECW? I don't hear anything but smack talk about it.
Here's the problem with ECW. It worked really well when it started because Paul Heyman, understood that in order for him to be successful, he had to reach an audience that was not necessarily thrilled with what was going on in WCW or WWE. That included a lot of extremely violent, different kinds of matches that in my company, as a part of Turner Broadcasting, they would have never let me do.
Okay. Right.
Vince McMahon didn't want to do it because it really didn't reach the audience he was reaching at the time. So Paul found his little niche. And he did very well with that. He created his own little cult. The problem today is that you can't apply that same style of wrestling and the level of violence and the extremes that Paul went to when you're a part of a USA network or you're part of a publicly held company like WWE. It just doesn't work.
No.
So fans now are, they remember what ECW used to be, and they're disappointed they can't get it.
Right.
It's just a fact of life. It's the same reason that you guys can't do a lot of the crazy stuff that you used to do in radio.
Sure.
The FCC won't let you. It's just a fact of life.
You say it to my face because you're a couple of pussies.
Yeah, right.
Ted Turner, what kind of guy is he? He seems like a little
kooky,
eccentric, but kooky. He seems, is he a nutcase a little bit?
I think Ted's one of my favorite people.
Okay, you guys are still friends?
Yeah.
Okay.
Actually, I'd cut off a body part to work for Ted Turner.
Okay.
I think
which one?
Anything I've got more than one of.
Okay.
So one nut.
Anything I've got more than one of, I can live without.
Yeah.
All right.
But Ted's a genius. If you look at what he's really accomplished and how he's changed the face of communication and news and information and entertainment in our lifetimes, nobody can deny that he's not a genius.
Right.
He is eccentric.
Yeah.
He's very outspoken, which is what I love about him. I mean, he says exactly what's on his mind, and he's apolitical, which I think is great.
And is it from the heart? This guy has also tried to lead all of the billionaires out there into giving away, at least half your money. And he does it. Yeah. He backs it up. Right. He makes the money, and he gives it away. And he's saying, why can't the rest of you be like that? Right. And he challenges them to do it.
Yeah, he is, he's a philanthropist. And
he really is.
He has been for a long time. And now we hear because of the scope and the size of the money that he's given away. But even before he gave the UN $1 billion or whatever it was, he had his foundation, and that was a big part of his life, and it is today.
Right. Cool. Excellent. Eric, man, damn glad having you here. Good to have you. So the signing, did you find where he's going to be at?
I got two of them today.
Two signings today.
One at 1 o'clock at the Borders at 2 Penn Plaza. 1 o'clock Borders, 2 Penn Plaza. And at Bookends tonight, 7 p.m. in Ridgewood, New Jersey. Bookends, 7 o'clock tonight in Ridgewood, New Jersey.
Elvis, about 11 o'clock, I'm going over to VIP.
Oh, there we go, yeah.
I heard the commercial.
Yes.
I'm going to check it out. I'm going to have some sushi, get a lap dance.
And a scotch.
My man, I'm not lying to you. Best club in Manhattan, for real. Yeah, we work with the guy, and by choice. Just go over there, mention Doghouse, ask for Sammy Z.
Yep.
You're taken care of.
I like it.
All right. The book, once again, pick it up. You're going to sign it for the people.
Yep.
Cool.
And if you can't make it to his signing, then it's called Controversy Creates Cash. Thank you very much, Eric Bischoff. Doghouse back in a moment.